So today I thought we'll talk a little bit about another step in the Twin Hearts meditation, which is connect your tongue to the palate. So when we connect our tongue to the palate, so a lot of people want to know where in the palate. So if you want to know exactly where you need to connect in the palate, then there is a workshop by Master Chokok Sui called Achieving Oneness with the Higher Soul, where we tell you exactly where in the palate you need to connect it to. But for the time being, just connect it to the roof of your mouth. Now, what does that do? That basically connects the front meridian and the back meridian that is there in our body. So it's kind of like switching on the light, like if I have a light switch, then I just flick it on and I flick it off. So suppose I flick this off. So, there's darkness, right? Now, if I turn it on, if I just press the switch and I turn it on, what happens is there's light. And then I can see and you can see. So the way I like to describe this particular phenomena is this, is that let's say you walk into your bedroom and at night, and you know where everything is because it's your bed, your bathroom, your clothes, whatever. But you walk into your bedroom and the lights are off and it's load shedding and there's no light outside either. So what happens is that when we walk into our bedroom in that state, we tend to fall on things, right? We'll like hit against something, we'll hit against the furniture, we'll be doing this. And suppose I tell you that, that dress that you were wearing that day in the meditation, can you take out that dress from your cupboard? Will you be able to do it with the lights off? It's your own room. You know where the cupboard is, you know where the clothing is, but still it'll take you some time. We will probably fumble a little bit before we actually get to that one dress that we're looking for, that we know is in the cupboard. We know we wore it the other day, but it's difficult with the lights off, right? So similarly in life also, if we just switch on the light, when there's light, you can easily find everything. So a lot of people feel that if we get into spirituality, then our life will change a lot. Yes, life will change, definitely life will change, but life will change in a different kind of way. It's like, you have certain things in your life, like we said, if you walk into your bedroom, there's a cupboard, there's a bed, there's a bathroom, there's an almirah, there's things inside, you know where things are, there's a table, you know where everything is. So when we do all this with our lights, with the light on, so similarly in life, we have certain relationships, certain work, certain family members, certain difficult family members, certain supportive family members, whatever we have in our life, right? We just turn the light on, then we know how to handle it. That's what tongue to palate helps us to do. So tongue to palate is a very beautiful technique. You can also use this technique when you, of course, don't need to talk, but when you need to listen to somebody carefully, or let's say when you're doing your accounts or you're making notes or you're doing anything to do with reading and writing, then you can connect your tongue to the palate, and you can make sure that you keep it connected to the palate while you're doing that work. Also, when you're studying, when you're listening to, study sessions or anything like that, it's a good idea to connect the tongue to the palate. Why? Because it's like a switch. It's simple as that. It just, ching, the light goes on. Where does the light go on? In our brain, in our system, in our entire body. So to learn more about that, obviously you'll need to learn a little bit of pranic healing and the concepts of pranic healing. But for now, I will just say connect your tongue to palate regularly, even when you're not meditating. So like I said, if you don't need to say something, so there's another good advantage of tongue to palate. It's like, suppose, you're getting irritated with somebody and someone's just saying something that is not so nice. What can you do? Connect your tongue to the palate. If you generally keep your tongue connected to the palate, what will happen is that you will find that when you do speak, the right words are coming out. And also, if we connect the tongue to the palate, then obviously we're not saying things that we probably shouldn't anyway, right? So it's a good technique. I mean, it really worked for me. For those of you who know me from a very long time, I was a very angry, violent person. Yes, I was. I used to be screaming and shouting all the time. So some of my team members still feel the anger coming out when something is not done. They're like, ooh. But at least I'm not yelling and shouting, right? So I'm just trying to say that, just the pranic healing techniques really help us to calm down, and connecting the tongue to palate prevents us from saying things that are stupid or not appropriate. Okay, so try that, especially if you're someone who you find that when you say something, then people react negatively, even though your intentions are good. Just try and connect your tongue to the palate for a few seconds before you start speaking. And then just, let us know in some time how it went and whether you felt the changes and the impact of connecting the tongue to the palate. Okay, so this is part of the meditation as well. And I would also encourage you to do it several times a day. You can also teach this technique to your children, by the way. When they're studying, they can use this technique. When the teacher is talking, they can use this technique. You can also teach them to your spouse, when they're working somewhere. It'll help them to understand better what their supervisor is saying, and it'll also help them to perform better when they're working. Okay, a lot of applications of tongue to palate. So try it and let's see how it goes. One more thing I just wanted to add is that when a baby is born, then the baby tends to suck its thumb, right? That's also believed to be, believed as in that's what Master Chor said to us in one of his workshops, is that that's basically a way that the baby actually connects the circuit and tries to keep the energy flowing. So there is some, ancient information in this, and you can read the book Super Brain Yoga. I think it's covered in there, and also, of course, in Master Chor's workshops. So I just wanted to share that with you. Use the tongue to palate often.